But then you
Right.
built the 800 horsepower twin turbo, eventually
Hmm.
1,000 horsepower. And you did
Right.
a race with Road and Track magazine.
Yes.
And you
Hmm.
brought the twin turbo Viper to a runway in California. And you're going to see which car was the quickest to 200 miles an hour. So you go head to head, not with an average vehicle, just a Bugatti Veyron.
Right. Yeah,
And
sure.
you did 0 to 200 in 20 seconds, and the pokey little Bugatti did it in 24.
Yeah,
And
it was a good day.
yeah, and and that's got to be a moment when you reflect back, that is a milestone for the company as a whole. It's validation of everything that you're doing, right,
It
John?
is. It was. And when we got that invitation from Road and Track guys, I thought, man, Bugatti Veyron all-wheel drive, 1,000 horsepower. I knew we had it on power to weight ratio, but I knew that we'd also be a little bit challenged on putting that power down to the ground, at least until we got the car up over 100. But at the end of the event and cover the magazine and beating the Bugatti by 4 seconds, and the owner of that car, he left the event early. He wasn't too happy about the results.
I can
But
imagine.
what's funny was, so we've had we had that opportunity with Road and Track, and I think again, kind of part of our DNA is that we like to celebrate victories and successes, but we don't rest on our laurels for too long. So we're always, like, to coin a phrase, looking for the next mountain to climb. It was sometime after that we started thinking about, okay, well, what can we build? I know we can add more horsepower, but can we build something with lighter weight? And I thought, whether it's a Viper or back then a C6 Corvette or the 05064 GT, I thought, a street car, you can maybe take upwards of a couple 100 pounds out of it, but at some point it makes that harsh transition from a nice street car to a race car. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want our customers to have full air conditioning, full interior, comfortable seats. And so I was joking with some of my team about, well, what if we take a Lotus Elise or an Exige and we took the little Toyota four-cylinder out of the back of that thing and we put our 1,000 horsepower twin turbo, Venom engine in there. We kind of joked about it. And I had a designer in the UK who was doing some design work for me, and I had him do kind of just a rough sketch of what it would look like. I'm like, oh, wow, that actually looks kind of cool. I said, what would you charge me to do a set of renderings where proportionally packaging wise, again, without getting into CAD or CATIA, what do you think it would look like if we really tried to build that car? And so he sent me some renderings, and this is the end of 2007. And I'm at the SEMA show, and I've got 5 kids back at home, and I've got a bunch of kid birthdays that are all kind of the end of October and early November, plus Halloween. So I got to get home. And journalist Mike Spinelli came and stuck a camera in my face and said, hey, Hennessey, what's new? And I just reached in my backpack and I said, well, hey, here's the Venom GT concept car. It's going to have 1,000 horsepower, blah, blah, blah. It was just some crazy idea on a whim. And so a couple of days later, that gets published on the internet. And 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from a guy in Dubai who wanted to order one.